anybody got any ideas what they think they would like to do? Are you working in groups or are you working separately? Just one group, is it?
No, there's various different groups within this big group, so then it can choose if they want to work separately or whether they choose to be together. They're just at the start of it now, really, so they probably don't have that many ideas, but I think some of the things you said might have given them some ideas. That's good. How far off are you from raising £40,000 a year? Do you manage that?
We've raised 50 in the 3 years.
Right.
But of course we only started needing to raise a small amount to start with.
Yeah.
So we're going to step that up now. You know, and there are grants that we can go for,
Right.
and but it's applying for the big grants really now. That takes the time.
And they're big bureaucratic things.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But other than that, it's just through fundraising.
It is just through fundraising. Yeah. I mean, sporting bears that are featured in here raised £10,000 for us at one event. So that's really good.
It's fantastic.
Does supporting the charity take up like most of your time? Do you have like another job? Or?
No, I look after Harry at home because he's at home. He is quite poorly and he takes a lot of time. He sort of has an awful lot of medicines which also take time just sorting out from the doctors and that kind of thing. So this takes up a lot of my time.
Was Thomas and Harry born with that, or did it just develop?
Yeah, Thomas was born with, and when he was born, the doctor said, oh, he feels a bit floppy. And then by the time he was about 5 or 6 months old, he wasn't reaching the milestones like holding his head and starting to sit up and things that you'd expect a baby to do. And the doctor, and so we sort of were referred to the hospital, who then did a big assessment on him, and they said they thought he got cerebral palsy, which isn't degenerative and it doesn't get any worse, you know, it just sort of is difficult, but it doesn't. And then the sort of 3 years later we said we'd like another baby. We weren't 100% sure it was cerebral palsy because we'd seen a lot of different children with cerebral palsy and they looked much more different to him. But anyway, the doctor said, no, it's fine, have another baby. Had Harry, he was the same, floppy, and cerebral palsy doesn't happen. It's not one of those things that if you've got one with cerebral palsy, it happens again. It's just usually birth or something that causes it. And anyway, we found out we got the same problem with Harry, and then they went through a big battery of tests to sort of see, you know, basically it proved it wasn't cerebral palsy, but don't know what it is.
What is the medication for?
Pain mostly. Harry has a lot of stomach pain. He's fed by a tube into his stomach, but it's actually goes right down through his. It bypasses his stomach and it goes into his jejunum, which is sort of in your small bowel, and so he has a huge amount of pain, which he goes to Rainbow's Children's Hospice for management of his pain medication. So he's on a lot of morphine, a lot of other drugs that help that, and also he has seizures which needs medication for, and it's all stomach related or seizure related.
What sort of events do you guys organise to raise money?
Anything and everything. We've done, you know, your usual sort of village hall sales and that kind of thing, you know, Christmas sales and that kind of fetes and that sort of thing. We've had a stand at Spratton Folk Festival. We attempted to get, because Elle Spencer, who's Althorpe, we attempted to try and get something, a dinner going on there, but that was last year, and just as the recession was really hitting over Christmas time, and we couldn't get the people, we hadn't got big enough contacts to fill that big dinner. We do, basically though, we try to promote ourselves to get other people to do the fundraising for us, so we don't have to do it, because it takes a lot of time to do that. So I don't really know if there's anything else I can help with.
You might have to have things like sort of radio announcements and before that holidays now?
Yeah, we do. Again, Radio Northampton. It's usually if we haven't done adverts or anything like that, but we've done most of the. You know, when we do big things like I was on Twitter and Jonathan Ross donated some money to Tom. I sort of tweeted him and asked him to promote it, and he did, and he sent some money to Thomas's fund, and then that got in the paper. And I went to Downing Street and 10 Downing Street, because that was again through Twitter. Met Sarah Brown through that, and so anything like that gets put in the paper, so it just promotes it. And the Chronicle and Echo did a feature for and we were nominated one of the charities to get some money, which we won, and then we also won a Readers Award, so that was in the paper as well. So it's all just really promoting ourselves and getting other people to do the things for us, rather than us actually having to put the work in for that, really.
You said that you didn't feel that Northamptonshire particularly supports music therapy. Do you think that's the case in other counties as well?
Apparently not. In Cambridgeshire, I mean, this is only what I heard from the music therapist the other day. She was saying, because Ed Vasey came with the MP, and she was telling him that in Cambridgeshire they have loads of different music therapists for mental health, for child, for adults, for elderly, for cancer patients. They have loads and loads of music therapists over in Cambridgeshire. Oxfordshire, I think, is quite good as well. It just varies across the country, but I just don't think that the education department or Northamptonshire see it as a huge thing. I mean, we're trying to change that.
We're not with Health and Social. Last year we looked on Great Ormond Street.
Oh yeah.
And we took around by a music therapy lady.
Oh
She
yeah.
talked a lot about it.
We went.
Quite a big thing.
Yeah, Harry was in Great Ormond Street 3 years, sort of 3.5 years ago, and he had music therapy in there, and it was really, that was probably the only positive thing. That was definitely the only positive thing that happened there, because it was awful, horrible experience. But yeah, so it's great in hospitals as well. But yeah, were you interested with it? It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, have you got any more questions?
Do you get a lot of support from family and friends?
Yeah, we do. I think when people meet Harry, he's a very friendly little boy, and he's very lovable, and he's very handsome, and that really, really helps, because people just sort of think he's, they do love him, and you certainly do find out who your friends are, because we've been through a lot of very hard times, and they always stick with you. But I am really lucky that both of them have got a sort of normal intelligence, because then people can relate to them. You know, some of the children we see, you really, really don't know what is going on with them. You've got to assume that they do understand. But you know, even for a parent to get a smile, that maybe one smile in a week is, you know, pretty good for them. But so yeah, we are lucky.
What sort of communication can Harry do?
Harry will. It's quite actually easy to read Harry. So I mean, if you say to him, "Oh, I don't know," say if somebody came in the room and they'd got a pair of pants on their head, he would find that really funny. You know, it's not, you know, it's not what you should do, and he'd find it funny. But if he wants to sort of say yes to something, he closes his eyes. And if he really, really wants to say yes, he'll keep them closed for a long time. If he's just being a bit jokey, he'll close them quickly. But if he wants to say no, he sort of just does that. He closes his mouth. But he is quite non-verbally, quite communicative, really. So it's quite easy.